Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be making minced onions. Alright, in order to make minced onions, you're going to need some certain tools. You're going to need some way to mince your onions. So you're going to need a processor of some kind, a blender, processor, food chopper, something to mince those onions. Then you're going to need a dehydrator. Unless you're lucky enough to have one of those newfangled stoves that has one already in there. That would be the bomb. But otherwise you're going to need a dehydrator. You're also going to need some parchment paper unless in your dehydrator you have solid trays. Now I do not have solid trays, so I need to have some parchment paper so I can make solid trays. So, of course, I'll need a pair of scissors and I'll need parchment paper. Okay, so what I did is I made a template out of my parchment paper to match and fit the best I can. You don't have to be perfect. You just set it down in there. And then how many ever trays you have, that's how many of these you need. I have 4, so I need to cut 4 parchment papers. And like I said, they absolutely do not have to be perfect. They just need to fit in there so that your onions don't fall from one tray to the next. Okay, now we're going to get started. We're going to cut up enough onions to fill up my processor. Okay, and for this process, all we're going to do is just chunk it to make it easier for your processor. So it's just to make it easy on your processor. I didn't add this in my list, but you probably need a tub or something to put your onions in unless you're not doing very many. And we're going to save these onions. All this makes the best vegetable broth, or you add it to your beef or chicken broth. You just don't throw it away. Put it in your freezer, and I have a video on where I made homemade bug spray with it. Or it's not bug spray, it's bug repellent for your plants. But I also use this for that, and I'll link that up there somewhere in La La Land, and you can go check that out. Okay, that's about all I want in my processor at any given time. I found that that's the level that makes it the happiest, so that's where we're going to put it. And we're going to lock it, and we're going to pulse. Okay, now I'm going to open it. I'm going to go in there with a little spoon, and I'm just going to push this down. I'm going to lock it back. Sure I am. Alright, now, I'll pulse it again. Okay, and this is what I'm looking for. Just like a bottle of minced onions. You just want it really fine. Alright, now we're ready to take this and go put it on our trays. Alright, we're going to get our tray with our parchment paper, and we're going to open this up. Take our little doodad out. Knock it right there. Okay, and then we're just going to start dropping this. On our tray. Now what we're going to do is get it as flat as we can get it. Make sure it covers that whole tray. Because you really don't want lumps. I mean, you can break them up as you go. And I'll show you how to do that when it gets time to do that. But the less you have to do of that, the better. So just spread it out. And we'll go to the next tray. Okay, we're heading for tray number 2. Oops. See, just make sure when you set it on that all the trays are, locked in good. They don't have to, I mean, they're going to free spin because you can move them around if you want. All right, now we're going to talk about dehydrators. Yeah, I don't get paid for this, okay? But I've had this Nesco for probably at least somewhere between 15 and 20 years. Randy's mom gave it to us for Christmas one year, and we've had it that long. It still works. You can still buy replacement trays. You can still buy the fruit leather trays for it. I mean, it's just a really good beginner dehydrator. All right, and the lid just fits right on top, just like that. You seat it, make sure it's on good. And then on top of this Nesco, it gives you the temperatures for your jerkies, your meat, your fish. Then over here, it has your fruits and vegetables are at 135 degrees, nuts and seeds at 105, herbs and spices at 95. It makes it so easy, and then you just turn the dial to the temperature that you need, and then you just let it do its thing. It takes anywhere, here in Florida, it takes forever to dehydrate anything. All right, and the Nesco does not have an on-off switch. It just has the temperature gauge. So once you plug it in, then you set the temperature, and it will start. I'm going to go ahead and set my temperature. And I want somewhere between nuts and seeds and the herbs and spices. So I want right at 100 degrees. So I'm going to put it at 100 degrees. And then I'm going to turn it on, let her roll for at least 10 hours, and then I'll check it. All right, I have been checking my dehydrator on and off from the 8-hour mark on. I went to bed and left it running. This is Florida. It is so humid, it doesn't matter what I do, it just is going to take that much time. But I think I'm ready now, and we're going to show you what it looks like at this point. All right, we're going to get this lid off. Okay, you can tell I opened it and I started playing with it. And it's pretty dry now. That's all you have to do is just peel it off. All right, and I usually just leave my trays one on top of the other. That way when I start peeling it off, it'll just fall down to the next tray and I don't lose any. Okay, my trays are all done. I ended up using 2 trays to make the minced onion that I started out, and I got probably about 2 ounces. Then I went ahead and made onion powder. And the way I make the onion powder is I just took the minced onion, put it in my coffee grinder, and whirred her away. And now I have about 2 ounces of onion powder. That's it, guys. See you later.